I'm sure you're aware, but the chief suspect in a triple murder in Hertfordshire has been found by police after an extensive manhunt.
Well, it's understood that the three murdered women, aged 25, 28 and 61, were two daughters and the wife of BBC racing commentator John Hunt. The suspect is receiving medical treatment, having been found in a cemetery in Enfield with injuries. No arrests have yet been made and the investigation remains ongoing.
Well, let's talk to former police officer Oliver Laurence. Good to see you, Oliver. I mean, the most tragic case here, a widely publicised manhunt. Police have worked pretty quickly on this.
They have. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Ellie. Listen, words completely are lost this morning in terms of what Mr. Hunt must be going through, in terms of his unimaginable loss of his wife and two daughters. A quite tragic set of circumstances. We're just starting to learn the particular details of the traumatic events that those three women would have gone through, and obviously a frantic manhunt by police, which has led to one individual currently receiving treatment, and hopefully police investigations will continue. But an event which would have shaken to the core a local bushy community as a result of these events in the last 72 hours.
I can't even imagine what that community is going through, or what John Hunt and his eldest daughter, his last remaining daughter, how they are feeling this morning, as you say, as these details come out. I mean, already we've had a political reaction to this, talking about potentially tougher rules, tougher legislation around purchasing crossbows.
I think, Ellie, the conversation this morning has got to be our serious problem across this country of violence against women and girls. You know, all too often I sit in front of this camera, we have conversations about homicides across the UK involving males who are attacking their female partners, which are leading to these horrific events and circumstances. We know this is a domestic related event. We know that this involves a relationship breakdown and the fallout from that. And we've got to start having serious conversations about accountability, about us acknowledging that we have a significant problem with violence in this country against women and girls, and we've got to put a stop to it. That does have to come from our legislators. Our government have to recognise that. I think they do. I think credit's got to be given to the police in this particular case for the speed at which they moved to bring this individual into police custody, because obviously there was a risk to public safety yesterday. But I think that is where the conversation has got to go today. I think we've got to remember fondly those three women. They have got to be at the forefront of our minds, as has Mr. Hunt, and we've got to start having these serious conversations about how we protect women and girls in our communities across the UK.
Yeah, let's just be clear, though. This is allegedly a domestic issue, and we don't know we can't say any more than that at this stage. It does seem ridiculous, though, doesn't it, that, you know, we're now looking at, you know, ways to legislate against crossbows. Like we still haven't legislated properly against zombie knives. I mean, these horrific weapons, actually, that should only be available to anyone within certain circumstances. The fact that they're still out there and there isn't proper legislation surrounding them.
Well, the fact that you can get access to and possess a crossbow is highly concerning. As you mentioned, zombie knives, we've had an issue with this in the past 6-12 months across many communities when we see a significant increase in knife crime. There are plenty of laws out there restricting possession of certain weapons. But again, you know, this will be an interesting challenge for Yvette Cooper, our new Home Secretary, as to how she will tackle this. I know yesterday she said that legislation is under review. And I'm sure that this event and many others will trigger her and her office to have a further look and a further analysis at how she and her department can protect communities up and down the United Kingdom to prevent incidents like this from happening again. But certainly very troubling that people can come into possession of these weapons across the country and use them allegedly in the way that they have been described in this event.
Yeah, absolutely. Oliver Laurence, really good to see you this morning. Thank you.
And just on the efforts of the police there that we were touching on, Lou Harris has been in touch saying, I live in Watford. Yesterday was a very surreal day. I think Hertfordshire police deserve credit for their handling of yesterday. This sort of thing doesn't happen here. My thoughts are with John Hunt and his family.
Just unbelievable, frankly. What they are going through as a wider family now.
Just absolutely,
is absolutely
heartbreaking,
horrific.
Isn't it? Horrific.